Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Are you guys seeing the snow? Who's getting snow out there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but in Atlanta right now, we got a lot of snow this morning.
I saw a lot of videos on Facebook. It's snowing, it's real. I am on PJs.
It's a lot of snow, guys. We had to cancel all of our construction. Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning. Well, guys, we're just allowing people to come in as everybody's coming in this morning. And it's a snow day.
Morning.
Good morning. Is everybody at home for snow day? Did anybody get out in the snow?
I'm always at home.
I only got out of the bed, not the home.
Yeah, I'm with you, Yara. My kids are out there running.
Oh, I miss Seattle so much.
It's a lot of snow. So cool.
Well, guys, good morning, guys. This is our second Zoom for the year, right?
Yes.
Our second Zoom. So we had our live meetup with Pace this past Wednesday, our beginning of the year, the live meetup. So it was amazing. Let's see here. Let me 1 second.
And how cool was
Christiane and Pat, I just want to congratulate you guys. It was an amazing, amazing meetup. I would say so far for me was the best. What a great turnout it was. I absolutely loved it.
Heather Grizzard put it together too.
Oh, Heather, congratulations, Heather.
Yeah.
I know she was driving. I saw the post when she was driving Pace. She was with Alexis. It was great.
And Pace brings everybody. It's amazing. The energy in the room was, I was so tired yesterday, guys, because I think trying to suck up all everything that was going on, Aspire, being there, and then Pace. And Pace was supposed to leave, and then I didn't even know he was still there. And the man hanged out all the way until he had to go to the airport. It was so cool.
Oh my God. So he didn't go to the dinner that he said?
No,
No,
he ate tacos. Yeah.
That's what he says.
missed his
I
flight.
prefer to spend the time with the community than anything else in the world.
Right, Heather. Heather, yeah.
Yeah, he almost missed his flight. His flight was at 9:15 and I dropped him off at the airport at 8:30.
Really?
Yeah, it was very close.
Whoa.
Wow. That was amazing.
So we're gonna have our February meetup in that same place, right, Heather? And Heather is gonna be helping us, putting it together, helping. We're looking for, if you guys know anybody, you're looking for sponsors to help us, get some food, make it a little bit better so we can improve our meetups. So glad to have everybody come out.
Usually title companies do that.
Yes, no, we're gonna put something together. Now, some of you guys know I hire VA, which I'm going through the process of training, but it's been so far a little bit frustrating, but I can see the rewards. So we're gonna put something together and put in front of some closing attorneys, insurance, so we can get, people can come in. We're not gonna charge. That's our thing. You come in for free. We want to have some food and, a little bit of drinks, soft drinks, but that's the vision.
And then we have like this, not only that, it's 2025, guys. Like this year, we're so excited because there's a lot of things that we're kind of implementing and putting in place. Like our Zoom now, we have a wonderful guest today. We're going to bring him up shortly, but we have wonderful guests that we have lined up, for the future Friday Zoom. We just want to bring more to the community. I think we've learned so much from just, Pace individually, just kind of showing us what he's doing. So like we had that conversation with him. We had that conversation about, growth, right? Growth in the community and how to add value to the community. I think we have who's coming up next, Chris. I think coming up soon. It's who was it?
We're gonna have a TC because
on the guest speaker coming in for our Zoom. Justin Timanowski would be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be cool.
And then we have a TC, Darina. She's one of the sub-2 leaders. And because I want a TC to come and talk about sub-2 paperwork, kind of, like the creative deals, how important it is to have a TC to help, just to make sure all the, you guys, the buyer's protected as well as the seller. But most important, so there's no problems down the road. And if there's problems down the road, what does Pace, train us to do? And she's going to come on, answer all the questions or any questions you guys have. So I'm very excited.
Very good.
Anybody wants to say hi, come up? You guys anybody went to Aspire, want to tell us about the experience, the networking?
Hey, it was great. It was fun getting to see you again in person.
Yes. Hi, Juliet. It was so funny because I was like, wow, on my phone. It's been a while since I've been really out. And it was nice to see, some of you guys that I have not seen besides in a Zoom call. So it was awesome.
Yeah. I keep thinking, so for the meetups that we have in person, I don't know why, but still to this day, I don't get the reminder emails and I don't get the reminder texts. And I want to go, but I just I get busy and then, forget.
Yes. I mean, we are getting a new CRM that's we're gonna hear, I was talking to you about high level. I don't know much about it, guys. I'm just learning as I go, but we need to have more of like sending more reminders is so important. And now when people join the Facebook, we're adding something for the phone number. If they want to leave their phone number, we can text, events, workshops. We're going to be doing more workshops about, real estate, Gator stuff. So so people get reminders like that too. But we're going to have our own CRM, so it's going to be a little bit better. So
yeah, and I think, Chris, we're gonna, I think those things, right? I think we've seen. I mean, gosh, 2024 was what a year, 2024, right? But I think this year is that in terms of community, right? In terms of also the needs, right? So I think just something I know like that they talk about Aspire that Pace talked about, right? Like we're gonna get more technical. Like we're gonna get more technical. And it's like, how do we do something, right? Like it's not just a matter of like, oh, it's motivational speaking, but we're gonna see what we can do to help everyone as a whole, as a community, to say, hey, this is how it's done, or even possibly even hold your hands if you need to, right? So it's just one of those things where I think that's just something that I think that the community needs. I think that everybody needs it. We all have, I know guys that we know, like a lot of you guys in here, and we can watch the Zooms all day long. We can do things all day long, but let's do it. Let's do the thing, let's take the action. Let's do it together. I think that's very, very important for us, right? And that also leads to our kind of our guest today. Like our guest today, I mean, he's amazing. He's out in Houston, 55, 55 doors, 11 million in property. I want you guys to ask him, how do you do it? Like, how do you scale, right? So 2025 is about just taking actions and doing it. How do we scale? And it's about doing it together, because that's the cool thing about our community is that we do the thing. We see the people next to us doing the thing, and how can we do it together? How can we join? How can we help in any certain way? So I think that's what's exciting about 2025, that we want to kind of bring to everybody and work with everybody. So, guys, as we are getting started, Chris, did you want to add anything? Is there anybody that want to come in for your first time that want to introduce yourself before we bring in our guests?
I do, Pat. How are you?
Who is that? Oh,
this is Tisha.
Hey,
everybody. This is Tisha. I am new to the community since November.
Brand new.
I met Pat, right? So I've been to 2 meetups so far. Got a chance to meet and take a picture with Pace. So thank you so much for that, Pat. I really appreciate it. I'm a new Gator, but I'm not new to real estate. I guess I would be called a unicorn agent. Actually, Rob Harris kind of invited me into this community space. So I'm just really, really happy to be here. As Pat knows, I have a project that I'm working on already. So I have money. So if you need Gator funding, I'm your girl. I finished safety. I finished Snappy Start. I finished all of that. I'm in almost finished with Gator One. So my business entity is set up with Prime, the bank account set up. So I'm moving
Okay.
along.
Love it.
Amazing,
Love it. You
amazing.
guys heard, right? Juliet, looking for money.
Yes.
I have some gap funding, but we can talk about it later. I do a lot of
Awesome.
gap funding, mostly gap funding, so I really like it, and I have a good system down because I had to foreclose, guys. It's no fun. So, but I can, yeah, we can share some stuff. Hit
And
me up.
and as we lead into, the year, I always say my motto is money needs opportunity and opportunity needs money. But
Absolutely.
there's tons of opportunity out there. We just got to be careful on the opportunities and the thing. And that's what we're here to talk about. So
Love it. Thank
well,
you, Pat. Thank you. Thank
welcome,
you so much.
welcome, guys.
Tisha, make sure that you add that into your Zoom name so that people know what you do.
Absolutely. You're right. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah. And put your contact information in the chat, please.
Awesome. We'll do that as well.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, all right, guys. So, all right, we were at 31 people today this morning. So we're going to bring in our guest shortly. So, all right. So I know I talked to him last night. So Liuver, right?
No, don't worry. No one gets it the first time, so you good.
I know. I got it. I'm like, okay, let me get it. But guys, so I want to bring my friend from Houston. I always say your name wrong. Liuver.
Yeah, Liuver.
So, all right, Liuver. So, guys, so he is amazing. He's also a unicorn agent, and he does tons of creative deals out of Houston. So, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Liuver, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yes, welcome to Atlanta.
Morning, team. How are you? How are you guys today?
Amazing.
Hello.
We got snow this morning.
So, you guys have one of my favorite people in the entire Sub2 community. We have Pat, we have Christine doing an amazing work. We have Ronnie, Heather from the Owners Club at the Mastermind, also Edgar. So yes, my
Where's
second best.
Edgar, are you here this morning?
He is.
And you have me too.
Oh yes,
Yara.
but
And Yara, he had all the money. She's a private money lender for Pace. Used to be for Pace. Why, Yara?
and also you.
Face put me in a spot last time there on Wednesday. He introduced it. Hey, Yara is the richest woman I ever met. I wish. In my dreams, I am.
I love
Hi,
that. I love
Weaver.
that.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you guys. And I'm again, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Christine, for inviting me. I know that you guys are newbies in the community in the community in general, having those type of people, those type of let's call it partners, mentors, like leaders, is the best way to start in real estate. Trust me. How I know? Because I did it myself. I started in the community like 2 years ago, but I was already investing in real estate by myself, and it makes a lot of difference when you have people holding your hands.
It does. We learned, but Liuver, tell us about you. Where you from? How'd you got started? A little bit, like kind of your back history before you got started, because like it's one of those things where for us, we all have a background, right? Different backgrounds, different walks of life, and you in Houston, not in Atlanta,
Yes.
but it's just the stuff that we learn, right? Like, cause I always tell myself, my older me now, right? Like, I wish I would have learned something back then. I wish I would have known this back then. I wish I would have known that person back then. But that's just life, right? We live, we learn, we grow, but we can always move forward. So yeah, tell us about you. Where you from? Where'd you grow up? And how did it get started,
Okay, awesome. Let me start from the beginning. I'm an immigrant. My weird name comes from Cuba, but again, that's not a Latino name at all. I don't know where my mom took the name, but yeah, so I came to the States 8 years ago, and I always wanted to be, Cubans, they're all in Miami, the little Havana, little Cuba, but I wanted to be out of my comfort zone, not speaking Spanish, so kind of be out of comfort zones to find a place for me to be able to grow faster, right? Because I think it happens, I don't know who is immigrant here, but most of all the immigrants try to be, even in the States, in the new country, still in the comfort zone, speaking the language. And I've seen it even in the Sub2 investors, big investors, they move from town to town I mean, like Jerry Norton, people are always looking to be out of the comfort zone, right? So that's why I chose Houston. Also, I had family here. My career, I'm a former software engineer. So that's my background, but I've been full-time investors like since 2022 or 2023, 2 years now. So I always loved it. I always loved real estate.
Well, you know,
Kiyosaki.
I
Okay,
live.
go ahead.
No, I just want to say, like, because what you said, it really struck to me because I'm the guy that's always in my comfort zone, right? I always get to, and I've heard what you said before to Christiane used to tell me the same thing. Christiane is from Brazil, and she said that when she came, Brazilians to go to Pompano Beach, Florida, or Boston, right? Those are the two areas over there. And even she did the same thing. She's like, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, and I didn't
No,
get.
I had two options: go to Miami or Atlanta. I went to visit Miami, which I really like it, but I'm like, I want to feel like I'm in a different country. I want to feel, like I want to be in a different culture. I want to immerse myself. And so that's why I came to Atlanta, 25 years ago. Yeah.
But
So,
it's a universal story. Not even people who are not immigrants here. It's just the fact that we need to put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation to grow. Right? It's about growth. So I think we can go back to it, but that really struck the opposite. I'm so used to my comfort zone. I never leave my comfort zone. Even though I'm an immigrant, I grew up in Atlanta. I stayed in Atlanta. I haven't left. So, but anyway, no, I'm sorry. Continue your story. I just wanted to bring that up.
No, that's awesome, and that's a universal principle. Get the hell out of your comfort zone. Of course, control. You can control the risks, right? So that's why we're here in a community, doing it with people, doing the thing with people that have already done, that are already in the process, so you can do it together. And still, there is a thing called the process that you will always have to go through that process. So if you have people that help you go through the process of learning or investing in your real estate career or on anything, it will help you kind of control those risks. So after I came here, I got a job in HP, couple of companies as a contractor, like a software engineer. But I always like real estate. Kiyosaki. I think over there, almost all Kiyosaki's books. So my mindset is like buy everything, buy everything. So I started buying properties on the MLS. I bought my first property, a fourplex, with my FHA loan. You know that you can buy up to 4 units with the FHA.
Oh wow!
I told the bank. You go ahead.
No, I said, wow. No, your first property is fourplex. That is amazing.
Yeah. Please, let's do this as a QA, so you can interrupt or you can ask, and so let's do it like a QA, right? So I bought my first fourplex.
No, I just want. I know I said it before, Liuver, but it's like, guys, you have 55 doors, right? I wanted to explain that and go back while you explain so they understand. Yeah, he has 55 doors, 11 million in properties. Just so, because I want you guys to ask the question, because it's about scaling, and it's about, wow, how he's only been here for 8 years, guys. I've been here for over 40 years. So in 8 years, he has, wow, like that's amazing. So
8 years in the States, like 4 years, 5 years in real estate.
yeah. See? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you the secret. The secret is community.
Yes.
People
I
that
agree.
hold your hands.
Wow.
So awesome. There's Tisha. Tisha, you want to ask a question?
Yes, I did. Hang on. Hey. Oh, you can hear me. Good. I thought I was muted.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to build from that 1 to 55 doors? Can you explain the timeline a little bit? And I know you probably were getting into it. Thank you.
Yeah, like 4 years and a half.
4 years. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Now,
It's
were
all
you
about the
doing,
momentum.
you were working your full-time job as you were scared? Like, at what point did you quit your job? Or did you? I don't know. I may be assuming.
Yes, I did. Actually,
Okay.
it was like a mutual agreement, because I was manager. I'm a designer, like web designer, UX, user experience designer.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who designed the beautiful website and to make everything like usable and clickable. So I was even managing like 3 designers, but I was already full time in my real estate business. So even I was keeping meetings, of course, performing, because those type of jobs you can do it during the night, right? You can do the designs.
Right.
But again, employers, they want your time. They're paying for your time 8 hours in front of the computer or whatever you are. So by me skipping the meetings, and I was teaching real estate, I was teaching my boss how to invest in real estate. So she told me, and I mean, I had a great relationship with them. She told me, okay, let's do this. Let's find someone because you're full-time now in real estate. We can see it. We can feel it. Let's hire someone. Let's train it for 6 months to a year. And then that person can replace you and then you can go and do your thing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I told myself, okay, I have time. So I can still do my thing and stay my work. What happened was that we hired someone, we find an amazing guy, and a month and a half later, they told me, you're ready to go. I was expecting a year, and they kicked me out in a month and a half. And I understand.
Well,
But
that
here's
lets you
another
know,
important
like,
lesson.
you're only as good as your life is devoted to them.
That is correct. And
Love it.
yeah, super friends, happy hours every weekend, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a number. I mean, every employer is a number in the spreadsheet, so it is what it is. So
Thank you.
another big lesson in the business. I didn't have there is a principle of money in every business. Like you need to have fast money. It's like 3 buckets. We need to have fast money, like could be a W-2, could be a wholesale in real estate. We need to have fast money. We need to have the other bucket, medium money, could be a flip, 3 to 6 months, could be any construction, and we need to have slow money and wealth creation money.
That's so true.
Right?
You're so true, yes.
If not, you will struggle financially. So at that time, I have my fast money, my W-2 every Friday, paycheck, super nice. My slow money, I have another side business and also real estate. And then I was buying everything. I was investing every penny that was coming into my account. Yes, doing the bird. When I left my W-2 when they kicked me out, guess what? I had only my slow money and my wealth creation. Yes, I already had like $7 million in my portfolio, like $6,000 coming in cash flow. But guess what? All my tenants and my HVAC units, they find out that I was out of job. So they stop paying.
They found out
HVAC units start breaking. So I mean, struggle is not the word. That's a negative word. But yes, that was a challenge for me, right? So for you guys that are still in the W-2 or even in the business, we need that. Like the fast money, like active income is the way, is the best way to build your business.
So how did you handle it when everybody stopped paying? Like you no longer have a job, your folks have stopped paying, you only got your slow money. What did you do?
I don't know. I just
whatever you had to.
Luckily I have go for it.
One thing, though, I just want to add to that because I think, guys, in real estate, guys, the good thing about real estate, and I don't know if you did this, but this is my struggle too. I struggled through this year, Liuver. I struggled through this year. But the thing with real estate, one of the good things is that you do have leverage, right? Because you're building your asset and your leverage. So there are things that you could possibly do. It's not always the best example, but there are things where, you have leverage. You have leverage of real estate. So what can you do with the leverage real estate? You could borrow the money. You could refinance the money. You could do certain things, and that's the beauty of it, right? So guys, just something to think about. Like sometimes people don't think it that way, but you're so true. You gotta have. I use your fast money. I call it cash flow. You gotta have your cash flow money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, the today money. What Leah just said. It's very important to have the today money. Ronnie, you have a question, Ronnie?
I do.
Or comment.
Liv, it's great to see you here.
Hey, dear, how are you?
Good. Check your text.
Ronnie, I need you to help me with that background. That's cool. Thank you. That's cool.
It's easy. We can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
One Friday Zoom. We can do our thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Liv, check your text. I sent you a text. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I would love to join your podcast.
Awesome. The thing I want to ask you is, like right now, I have my W-2. I'm sitting in front of my work computer. How do you balance it? Because that's where I struggle. Because if, for example, I'm working and I get a text about a property, I'm zoning in on that text at that point, and you know, forgive me for the W-2, but it's like zeroing in on that for the time being. So how do you really balance it? Because I would love to keep my W-2, as you said, for a time, so at least I have that income coming in. But it's such a challenge because I feel like I need to focus on the real estate and it's hard. How do you balance it?
So that's why they kicked me out. I didn't, and I think that is almost impossible. Because I was on my flips. Actually I bought an Apple Watch. I bought like
I
a
love
lot
it.
of devices so I can be in my meetings in the middle of my flips. So you cannot balance in a way. You have to like block times for your business and for your W-2. And
Yeah.
of course, keep your W-2, but work more on your business, right? At the end of the day, your W-2 will not grow. You have a cap. So, or you have
Yeah.
to work on your W-2 until 4, and then it's the sacrifice that we entrepreneurs we have to do. Work on your W-2 until 3, 4, or I don't know what's your kind of your scale, but then
Focus
work
on the
even
business.
more on your business. Your
Okay.
block
Thank
times,
you.
like like Pace is talking about, everyone now is talking about blocking your calendar. I mean, creating a calendar, like a weekly calendar with time blocks for everything. Yes. You have one important block that is your fast money, is your W-2, but then you know that you have your business time that you need to double down on that. So that's the
Okay.
thing, because you're not gonna perform in your W-2 or whatever other activity you are, and you're not gonna perform in your business. So by blocking those times, I think is the best way.
Okay. Thank you.
With the vision always to leave the W-2, right?
Yeah. By the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I will
Ronnie,
say,
yeah, it's hard, and yeah, I see I see a lot of people that I tell them like block the calendar, block the hours, but don't see that at your side hustle. That's what I see a lot of people that are trying to get into real estate, and they work a full day, and then they have that an hour, 2 hours, maybe like 8 hours on the weekends that they work on the other business, but see it as your business. This is what I'm gonna get into, because that change your mindset. That's
Hmm.
what I see when I talk with a lot of W-2 people. And then there's another thing too, that it's like there's the W-2 mentality too, right? I see a
Yeah.
lot of people giving up because they want to plan. They want everything to be a certain way. And when you're an entrepreneur or starting a new business, what you don't know is how you're gonna get there. You have the vision, because a lot of people, sometimes they ask me like, so how are you gonna do this? I don't know. I'll figure out. For some
Right.
people, they are already so nervous. Whoa, what are you talking about? Like it's just believe that things are gonna happen, and you do whatever you can to make it happen. But I see a lot of things with people, what I call the 9 to 5 mentality, and it's real. But once you can overcome that, you can transition. But I don't think if it's for everybody. I even told Vargas, we had a podcast, and I'm blunt. Like I don't think being entrepreneur is for everybody. It's hard. It requires a different kind of mindset and the energy.
And you,
Mhm.
Chris, what you brought up is that because we see that we're employers at the same time, and one thing, whether we bring in a VA or employee, that people always want, and this is for me because I'm the guy that is the visionary that flies, right? And when I get somebody who's the integrator, they're like, "Give me step 1 to 5." I was like, I don't know. I know step one. I know step one. I know step 10, and I'm just gonna just do it, and I don't know what's in between. And we just, and I just fly the plane and build the engine as I go. So I think with that being said, because we get that all the time, because that's where, for me, a lot of friction when it comes to bringing people in is that they want all the steps, and I don't have all the steps. And I say, hey, just get one step at a time. When we cross that bridge, I always use that term. When we cross the bridge, we figure it out. Let's wait till we get to the bridge. Don't worry about how do we cross the bridge. Let's get to the bridge first. And I think
I
that's
love I love that. And one thing I did that I can share now in my journey, I leverage. I love what Pat said about real estate. It's about leverage, so we can leverage everything in real estate. We leverage other people money, OPM. We leverage other people's time. So all those 55 doors, kind of a little bit, half of those are mine, but the other half are with partners. So you can leverage the partner's time. So your business will work 24/7. Because why? Because you want to have a partner, and I believe that you have O'Hara, right? As a partner?
Yes.
Yes. So in the meantime, when you're on your W-2, your business is still running because you have your partner working on your business. So that, and I've done it like that.
And something else, Liver, like the partnership guys, because me and Christiana, we come from the small business world, like small business owner, right? Guys, in real estate, and I just want to say this 1,000 times to people, in real estate, you can have 5 partners with 5 different properties. Like you can have multiple partners, right? So it's not just one partner, because the thing with brick and mortar store and our partners, like those partners are marriage. Like you can't, you get along with, you don't get along with somebody, you can't live unless you close the business down. In real estate, if we don't get along with somebody or we don't work out as partners, we can sell that property and move on. And that's it. And we get our money back. Sorry, Lever. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
No. That's perfect. So do that. Leverage others. So we have another question.
Yeah, Leah.
I was just going to make a comment. So, Pat, yes, I love the partnership part, but make sure you date your partner before you marry them. That's really important.
Yes.
But to your point about having a W-2, I had a 30-year sales career that I just exited last December. And I will say, as much money as I made, it was a very great career for me, made a lot of money, did a lot of things in all the years that I was there. And coming into real estate, I will say, like, gosh, I'm probably broke. But the difference is I was not happy in my W-2, whereas I'm happy being an entrepreneur. I make my own hours. I mean, you need to put yourself out there and be in the right rooms. I can't even stress that enough. But and I work long hours right now. I mean, I probably work longer hours now than I was in my W-2. So I just wanted to make that comment.
I love that. And I believe that, yes, it's hard. Not everyone is ready for the W-2, the entrepreneur hustle, like not struggle, again, not negative words. So the entrepreneur hustle, but I believe that everyone is on this earth to create something, right? To do something on their own. If they want to do it or not, that's their thing. Okay, so let's go back to my process, how I was able to go up to 50 something a door. So after I start buying my properties on the market, I bought my first fourplex, and then I bought a single family home. I used my FHA and then my conventional loan. Again, I always had Kiyosaki's mindset and also Grant Cardone about, again, a lot of mentors, right? Books, audios. So my mindset was, okay, I need doors, right? I need many, many doors. So how can I build many, many doors without being a multifamily investor yet? So I, as Latino and as someone who went to Miami, after I bought my fourplex, I bought the other single family and I house hacked that house into 3 units. So people are doing co-living now, but house hacking is one of my favorite exit strategies. Why? Because I can create like a small multi-unit out of a single family home. So detached garage and a big house. So I converted the main house into 2 and did an ADU on the garage. So I created a triplex out of that. After that, I learned about off-market, right? Off-market properties. I was seeing in the books like mentors, okay, I buy this property, then I fix it and then refinance it with way more value that I bought it, that I buy the property. And at that time, I was only buying properties on market. I wasn't seeing the numbers, right? How can you add value? So I learned about off market, and even I paid like $14,000 to a wholesaler to teach me how to wholesale properties. Not to be a wholesaler, but to learn how to get my own deals. After that, I started doing my own marketing and buying properties off market. I'm doing the burst strategy, like buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. And I bought like still in my W-2. Again, W-2 back there was a blessing because banks love W-2, right? When you're doing cash deals and you are refinancing, they love W-2s to get good loans on the refinance. So I bought like 10 properties out of that using my W-2 as a refinance. After that, when you cap like up to 10 loans, 10 conventional loans, you need to start. I mean, banks only allow you to have 10 conventional loans under your name. After that goes to non-QM, the DSCR. So I was getting super bad, really bad deals on the non-QMs on the DSCR. So I started looking, how can I buy properties without using my own credit? And guess what? Who did I find online?
Subject to.
Pace Morby. Once you see Pace Morby everywhere, once, forget about it. You will see it everywhere and you will join the community for sure. Okay, Alejandro, you have a question.
Yeah. So you mentioned you had on that second single family, second unit you bought, I think you turn it into a triplex or you turn it into a duplex on the garage as a
So
secondary.
main house, I convert the master bedroom into a studio apartment. I kept the main house. It was a 4-3. Converted the main bedroom into a studio. Kept the house 3-2, and created another studio in the garage.
Okay.
So one single family home into 3 units.
Okay, I have a similar situation, and I wanted to ask you. I had a duplex. I have a duplex, and I transform it into a triplex. How are you dealing with the utilities in that part? Are you charging kind of a flat fee and bill it into the rent and try to? How do you manage the consumption of water and electricity since it's built into your rent?
Okay, very good question. Yes, there is no other option than just charging all bills included, right? Because you have only 1 meter for everything.
Right,
You
for
have
the entire
units.
unit.
Yes. So electricity, if you want to charge a flat fee, is easy, right? You just charge like $200, $150 above market rent for each unit, and then you cover that. You just need between $500 to $700 a month in bills. But if you're going to charge by percentages, the electricity, you can charge that by the percentage of the square footage. Let's say the big house is the 70% and the ADUs are 15, so you charge that by percentage. The water is by person consumption, meaning that if the main house has 4 people, the studio have 1 and the other studio have 1, you just take the bill, divide it into 6 person, right? 6 people, 1 and 1, and then multiply that. So let's say $60 and we have 6 people, main house will pay you 40, the studio will pay you 10, and the other studio will pay you 10. But again, the easiest way is to charge flat.
That process is called a swap. And so with a swap, what you can do is once you do it the way he's doing it, what you can do then is take that off on your taxes. So it's a process definitely worth knowing.
Yeah. But I mean, I had the 2 experiences. I've done it with percentages and I've done it flat. Let me give you the pros and the cons. So with the percentages, you will always have complaints. Why? Because the guy in the main house, why I'm paying 40%, blah, blah, blah. And then you explain, but when they see the bills and they're the one paying the most, they will complain. When you have a flat fee, for example, in Houston, weather in Houston is crazy. So in those 2-3 months, summer months, the electricity bill goes to the roof. So it's a matter of balance there, right? Yes, you will kind of lose money. You will pay more than the flat fee you're charging in those 2-3 months, but then you will make money out of that. So that's it. And the beauty of having 3 units, again, why my mindset of multifamily, why multiple doors? When you have that, you can charge way more. Your cash flow goes to 2-3x. And when you have multiple doors, less risk, because if you have 1 property vacant, you still have 2 incomes, right? If you have 2 vacants, you still have 1 income. And when you are like year by year, when you want to increase the rent, it's not the same that when you try to increase the rent for $200 in a single family home tenant, they will freak out. $200, that's too much. But when you have 3 units or 2 units and you increase 70%, I mean, 70%, $70, $50 to that tenant, they will say yes. So you see the difference? The same $200, you want to increase it into a single family home tenant, they will freak out and they will leave.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Yes.
When you have 3, you just charge $7 more and they will stay every time.
It's less impactful when you spread it out into the 3 units. Perfectly. All right.
So did each of them have individual entrances, or is it just like a co-living situation?
No, I try. So those are specific properties, like in corner lots, garage detaches, so they can park in the front in one street for the main house, and they can park in the driveway for the other house. So I do it in a way that is super comfortable to them, individuals. Okay. Yeah, they have to share kind of the backyard, and I always try to lease to people that know each other, kind of.
Mm.
So that could be done in a co-living. That could be done with co-living as well, right? Increasing
yes.
Okay.
So after that, I started like partnering with more people, not more people, like 2 or 3 partners, and I started buying. I started buying sub-2s to do wraps. And once you join the community and you start like working and working with people that are doing the thing, as we were talking this morning, you will learn all those crazy strategies, crazy good strategies. So now I will say that I'm the opportunity provider. So I get all type of opportunities. I love to underwrite deals. So I've done novations, sub-2 flips. I mean, you name it. Morby methods. I've done a lot of those. Wraps. Yeah, literally.
What is some of the craziest like deals that you've done from a story standpoint?
In a good way or in a bad way? I have.
Yeah, give us one good story. Give us one good story, like just so it's creative, right? So just for especially those of you that are newer, those of you that are not in the sub-2 community, but it's just in our local Atlanta community that are just learning. Give us a crazy story.
Okay, so first of all, the way I see every skill, but they have the creative skills as an investor, is like you having a tool belt full of tools, right? And not only offering cash to people, right? I go with a seller and I offer cash, then I offer sub-2, then I offer seller finance, then I offer hybrid, then I offer innovation. And last item, that's why I'm a unicorn agent too. And I have a small team with EXP. Last option, I will lease that property for that person. So once I meet a seller in needs of selling, we will do business. Unless they don't like me, right? So is so important to have all those tools in your toolbox, or you or someone in your team, right? And having those creative options is so powerful because you can leverage like 100x. Remember, we talk about real estate, it's about leveraging banks, OPM. No, with creative finance, it goes to a different level. So let me show you. Can I share my screen?
Chris, Chris, can you make him co-host? Let's see. All right, let's see how I can do it. Give me one moment.
I'm allowing him.
Okay.
See if it works, Liuver.
They not like us.
Yes. Do you guys see my?
Yes. I see a Zoom screen.
Okay. Do you guys see now my website?
DuckDuckGo.
Yes. Okay. Remember that I do a lot of, I buy subject-tos. I still buy more cash than subject-tos than creative. Why? Because when I buy cash, I can build a ton of equity. So that's a difference, a ton of equity in those deals. But I want to talk about this deal in particular. Okay, this is a property in Katy, Texas. The seller was a flipper that he wasn't, as many others people who flip here, they know that this last year was kind of hard. The market was slow. So that seller couldn't sell the house for 3-4 months, or actually more. So he was struggling to sell the property. So he came to me. He has all his money invested there, and he told me, "Hey, I need to get out of this property." A property fully rehab, right? It's not a distressed property. It's not the usual cash. I told him, "Okay, I can give you the 70%. That is to buy cash. There is a 70% rule. You need to buy 70% minus repairs. The property value was 250. I can give you 70%, or I can give you 80% if I can bring my lender. So not cash, I will give you 80% if I can bring my lender to the table."
So your math there. So you said 70% of the as is value, right? And you got to the as is value by doing the ARV minus rehab.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you, and you do 70% of the as is value.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So that's how we do to as a private money lender, that's how we get to the
70% of ARB. Do you guys see my iPad?
Okay. Yes, awesome.
So the guy was selling it for 235 and no offers in 3 months. But the ARB was 250. And he wanted like 190. So I told him, and he's kind of my friend, "Bro, I can give you 70% of that." So it's like 170 something or 180 cash. Or I can give you even more. I can give you 210 if we go creative. Check this out. So 210 is how much? 210 divided into 250. I was giving me 84%. And I invest.
So he did not have a first position loan or anything?
Yeah,
or
he
hard
was on
money?
the hard money. But check this out. So he was selling it for 250, 235, sorry. He couldn't sell it, but I knew that the property could have priced for 250. So I brought my bank and I offered him 210. And here, check this out, how I paid zero money out of pocket, and I made money and made cash flow out of a great deal. So we did a purchase price between me and him. So we did a Morby method, right? Are you guys familiar with Morby methods?
It's amazing. Walk us through it.
I can explain it.
I love it. I love it.
Morby methods is when you agree with the seller that you're going to pay him 80% from your bank and 20% from your own money. But bank, down payment, or your own money, which is this money, if you have it, perfect. If not, you can go to the people with money in this Zoom, right? So down payment. So help me with the numbers here. How much is 20%?
50.
And 200, right?
Yep.
So I offer him 210, remember? Because he was my friend and I wanted to give him a good deal. So the other beautiful thing about Morby methods is that you can play with this number a little bit because you have an internal sales and contract between you and the seller. You can push always the appraisal a little bit, right? Of course, not going too crazy because appraisers will give you the money actually that comes in the area. But if you have a contract with a number, always the appraisers will go and try to match that number. Right?
Got it.
So I pay 50K from a transactional lender. It wasn't even my own money. I pay always, of course, closing costs. Let's say another 14K closing costs. At the closing table, I paid $64,000 and the bank brought 200K. But I told my guy, you need to give me all my money back, meaning that you need to give me all my money back I'm gonna still pay you 210. Remember, I'm gonna still pay you 210. But as of now, on the first closing, please give me the 64 back, and you're gonna keep 250, right? The bank will give him the 250 minus 64 that he needs to give me that back. How much is that? 186, right?
Minus, yeah. But can I just ask you something? So how you got the bank to come up with the 250?
No, when you're buying a property, you have to put down, I mean, a down payment, right?
Right.
So the bank will bring, this is the important part. Bank will bring 80%. You will bring
So who applied for the loan, for the bank loan?
me.
Okay, so you got a DSCR loan.
That is correct. Yes. Sorry
Okay.
about that. Yes.
Okay. So you brought a lender in, an institutional lender with the SCR. You do the first closing, right? That's
Yeah.
what the Morby method. Yes, go ahead.
So first closing. He kept 186. I got all my money back, But remember, I offered him 210.
So you guys following? I just want to make sure because it gets tricky, guys, but this concept, this strategy here is awesome. I tell everybody, like, this is so good. I never done one, so I wanna really pay attention to this because I wanna be more creative on my.
You know, we have a property in Noonan that I think we may do the Morby Method. That's the one that I told you guys about in the community there, if anybody wants to partner up.
But if you guys have questions, please raise your hand and ask, because this is so important, and you know how to do this here. A lot of people do this and it's amazing.
I have a question. It's Tisha. I don't understand how you get the 64K back. I'm missing that piece. Is that showing up on a HUD? Is that a double close? How does that flow?
Yeah, great question.
Let me finish the numbers, and then we go to the technicalities.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So remember, I offered him, I was super nice, 210, right? So when we closed, the bank gave me 200K. I put 50 plus $14,000 closing costs, so total 64, right? So at the closing table, he gave me my 64 back, and he kept 186. Are we on the same page here?
Well, I'm wondering how he gave it back. Was it on the HUD one statement?
Yes, in the HUD with a contract. Could be in many ways. We can do a JV agreement, or we can do a service contract. It cannot be with the same buyer, right? Banks don't like that you do business between buyer and seller. It has to be with a third-party contract. So let's do it here, third-party LLC.
Liv, can I say something?
Yes.
Because you know, and I just because it helped me understand. So with the first closing, you get the bank to come up with the 200,000. You do all the closing. Attorney keeps everything, all the money escrow, right? And then once you guys do the second closing, that's when you get your money back, right?
No.
Is that transition, or you get it back on the first one?
In the first closing, in the HUD. So remember, so I'm putting 20% down, 50K plus closing cost. Bank is putting 200K in the HUD. At the closing, I will send the title company an invoice. Hey, this guy owes $64,000 to another of my LLCs. Because
that's the part. I got it.
Because we replaced the roof, blah, blah, blah.
So there's more than one LLC involved on your side.
Yes, third party.
Okay, got it.
It cannot be seller and buyer.
Love it.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Just so I'm clear, this specific transaction between the seller, is it no longer a purchase and sell, and it's just like a joint venture on a refinance and then you sell it? Like I'm trying to figure out how we get to this point. I came in a little late.
Yeah, that's fine. I can explain that to the seller.
Liuver, if you need to wait to answer questions to finalize your, your train of thought,
Okay.
to do whatever.
I'm done. Almost done. Stay with me for
No worries.
Let me share again my screen. And that's the beauty. So creative finance deals are about a solution that you have for a specific problem, right? You cannot offer a Morby method for any problem. So, and actually I was thinking about creating like a website to show, I think that Base did an entire Zoom explaining the 20 something or 30 plus creative strategies. So remember, creative finance solutions are for specific problems. Here, the specific problem was he was in distress, not the property. When you buy cash, the property is in distress. When people have zero equity, then you offer a sub two. In this case, the guy had equity, right? But he had a hard money loan, a loan that cannot be taken sub two. So there are only two options, or one option, just sell the house, right? But in this case, the guy sold the house to me. So let me explain the second. So first closing.
How did he sell it to? That's another question.
No, it's like a regular sales and purchase.
Regular sales and purchase.
Yes, I'm
warranty deed and everything.
Yes, the SCR.
Could you possibly share the a HUD, a sample of a HUD, how it looks like to get how it looks like in this one closing? Is that possible?
I can find it. If I cannot find it now, I can share it with Pat. And but it's basically like a lien. It's not recorded as a lien, but it's an invoice. Okay, so let me finish here with the awesome end story. So remember, I had 186 the guy kept, right? But I promised him 210, and I told him, give me all my money back and I will owe you $24,000, right? So I put the house on the market again and I sold it on a wrap, meaning seller finance. So this deal, I had a loan at 7.6%.
That's a DSCR loan.
DSCR loan, the SCR, right? Then I sold it for 250 again, 250, 30K down. So out of the 30K, guess what happened with those 24? I gave it to my guy.
So you paid him off.
I paid
and he
him
still
off.
made $6,000.
I kept $6,000 profits. Then I have a PITI of 200K at 7.6, but I sold my property wrap at 220. Why 220? Because I sold it for 250 with 30K down. So I have a note on my wrap with 9.5.
Wow.
So summary, I make $6,000 cash and $400 a month for 30 years. How much money I put out of my own pocket?
None.
Minus.
Yeah.
Minus.
This is
Again,
awesome. Does everybody understand rep? And then, like some people might look at it and say, you're only making $400 a month. But it's not, like if you give 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 4 reps, it starts making a big difference. And then for taxes purposes, you can use the depreciation. It's beautiful.
It's very high level though, guys. You gotta say it's very high level.
I know.
Not every closing attorney would do it. Some would even call it like a mortgage fraud.
But if they don't do it, use 2 different closing attorneys. They don't need to know about each other,
Yes, this is creative, guys. This is creative financing. This is a creative group. So
don't tell anyone.
That's why I told you guys that creative finance strategies and tools will scale your business like 10x. So for example, this one here, I act as a as an agent. So my guy had no equity. He bought the property like 2 years ago. He was using an agent that his only option was selling on the market. So I came and I found him a wrap buyer. But here's the thing. He didn't care about the cash flow, the money, right? Because he's like a regular person. Having a wrap is having like a VIP tenant, because they still have to pay you. They can miss payments, but again, you can always foreclose and get the property back. So what I did with that property, I transferred the loan on my name. So when we did the wrap, I put my company in the middle, so I'm the guy making the cash flow.
You're the bank. You're the bank now.
Yes, I'm the bank.
Without being a bank, without being licensed, you're the bank. That's great finances. This is fantastic.
So technicalities on this Morby method. So remember, first deal is a regular purchase contract, right? You the seller, I'm the buyer. I have to bring 20% down. The only thing is that you need to have like a decent credit. You can do it through your LLC, but still the DSCR lenders will check your credit just to give you the rate. I think the minimum is like 620 or something like that. That's the only thing necessary. Yeah. That's it. I'm doing a lot of those. Even you don't have to have the money in your bank account. I'm closing one, I don't know if today or next week. We're putting $250,000 down payment in a big property here in Houston. And we found a DSCR lender that allows gifts, meaning that someone can give me that money on the same day I can close. So I don't need to have that money.
Wow.
So basically, first closing is me. Let's say Pat is the seller, I'm the buyer. I have to put 20% down. Then I go to Tisha, the money girl. Hey, Tisha, give me the 50 plus, give me the 14, and I will give you, I don't know, transaction lending, 1%. I will give you $1,000, right? I close, my bank brings 200,000, I bring 64, then I pay back. Pat will give Tisha directly the 64 plus 1,000. Tisha will add a service or a JV with Pat as a seller. So in the hub, the title company will send that money directly to Tisha. And then I own the property. I can rent it. I can do co-living. I can sell it. That is a beautiful acquisition strategy for a specific type of properties and specific type of problem. What's the problem? Distress situation. A flipper,
with equity.
With hard money,
with equity,
with some equity, and in desperation to sell. You know how I found that I was doing Morby methods before even I joined the community, because 3 years ago I was that guy. I was the seller. I was doing a lot of bursts, and then I start flipping. And here's another like universal lesson. Every time I do something new by myself, I fail big time. Big time. Not anymore.
Me too. That's just like I'm a so individual person, like being that stubborn male, that I've learned like I need partners. Partners are so important, guys. Team, partners, community is so important. And I can preach that time and time again, guys. Teamwork. I think one thing, just from a teamwork standpoint, is like I love teamwork and I love partners, but I think people, where I've been scarred in the past, that they're such individuals, right? Like they want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they want to do. But I think, guys, it's so important. That one of the goals is just teamwork, partners, because there's somebody that's smarter than you, someone that knows more, or somebody that has things. So I truly agree with that, Liuver. I truly agree.
Just to learn, you don't have to bring that partner forever. Just 1-2 deals. For example, right now, this year I want to go into new construction and commercial multifamilies, because I've done a lot of. I'm looking for a mentor. I'm looking for a partner, and I was open. Hey, bring me to the deal. I will bring financing, everything. You do the deal. I will learn. Bring me as your water boy. I don't know. I don't need the money. I just need to learn. I just need that partnership to learn the skills.
I'm
That's
gonna
so
reach out to you. I'm doing that in Atlanta for sure, on the belt line.
there you
So
go. Perfect. So guys, I learned the Morby method because I was the guy getting foreclosed by my harmony lender because I was doing a lot of bursts. Burst strategies are different from a flip. When you're doing a burst, you are maximizing square footage. You don't put like so high end like finishes. It's for you, right? For you and a tenant. So you try to say, but when you're doing a flip, it's for someone else. So I almost got foreclosed. So my solution was, let me bring a partner. I told my partner, hey, buy this property from me and I will pay you the 20% back. And then we keep the property together. So I had to, out of necessity, I did a Morby method myself. And after that, I've been helping investors getting out of their properties.
Nice, nice.
Guys, how was this, guys? What do you guys think? I mean, this is really amazing stuff. I mean, I know we hear about it, we talk about it, but to hear an actual, like I said, going back proximity, right? To hear a friend, a community member, a partner doing it, it's like, oh my gosh, it just brings like,
And Pat, it's more like, like any of us can come here and say, hey guys, I have this situation, here's the pain. This guy, because we've seen so many fix and flip. I mean, Pat, we have two houses in the market that we have been able to sell.
Yes.
So I've helped as a private money lender, other people get out of the hard money lender by bringing, because they have that appreciation already, the forced appreciation. But if we bring a problem here, the problem can be solved right here. We got money here. We can do transactional funding. I mean, all of us do it here, a lot of people. The SCR loan, I do the SCR loans. There's some people that are lenders here too. So everything can be right here. We can offer closing attorneys, recommendations, help the process. So everything is here because we have community. That's what's important. Because I'm sure for you, Liuver, for your first time when you had to do your Morby method, you're by yourself and you're like, wow, how can I get out of this situation? Right? You didn't have a community to come and speak and, and help you out.
Yes. Do you want me to show a bad creative deal? Very bad?
Yes. Bad? Yeah. Oh, please.
We learn more from those than the wins.
Yes,
for sure.
And that is so good to show too, because I don't believe in those people that are out there, oh, I made this, everything's so beautiful.
Yeah, no.
But, show us the loss, show us the
media.
pain. I know, that's what I say.
There's plenty of pain out there, trust me. I loved it. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I ate that up.
So 300, okay.
And guys, I'm gonna put my recording on my YouTube. I'll put it here, so I'll download it and put it there. If you guys
now that you mentioned YouTube, Matt, please share my Instagram profile and my YouTube channel, or I think in my YouTube, I have a video like explaining the Morby methods even in a spreadsheet, like super nice.
You don't have a blink, Liuver. You have a blink.
Yes, I do, but I'm
no, if you can, just put it there. We can
Hold on. Everybody's moving too fast. Just 1 second. Let me break it down, please. Okay. You just mentioned that you have that what you just explained to us on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you also mentioned, okay, so if you could put your link to the YouTube in the chat, that would be great. That's number one. Number two, you mentioned that you have a spreadsheet. Is that something that you might be willing to share with us?
Yes, I also have a spreadsheet
in the chat as well.
Let me. I have a spreadsheet to analyze, like a deal analyzer.
Yes. Thank you. And then you're going to go over the bad deal, correct?
Yes, actually,
okay.
I have another YouTube video with a deal analyzer and me analyzing a deal. So you can find me on YouTube by my weird name. It's easy. Like I think it's Liuver Sanudo.
Okay. Thank you.
On Instagram is Liuver.
I'm grabbing it for you. So I know you come here. I'll grab it. I'm going to try to grab it right now.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, so let's go with the risky part and the bad deal in the bad creative. So when you're doing creative, remember, do not, and this is like a general like guideline. Do not risk your money if you don't control the deal. What I mean by that, for example, novations, agreements, if you don't control, if the deal is not yours or you have some sort, that's why lenders don't like to do a lot of second lien positions, all right? Because second lien positions, you are not controlling the deal. The one who controls the deal is the first lien position. So let me explain how I lost $40,000 plus on innovation that I did. So let me share my screen again. Are you guys familiar with innovations? Innovation is basically when you agree with the seller, hey, Mrs. Seller, you want more than a cash offer, so let's partner together. I will bring my money, I will fix the house, and then we will create, of course, like a contract. We will sign even like a power of attorney for me to find a buyer by Mr. Seller. I will bring the money, and then we sell the property together in the market, right? But the property is still under the seller's name. And that's very important because there you are not controlling the seller. I mean, yeah, you're not controlling the property. And I love people, I trust people. I've been hit so many times by that, but it always, I will say 90% of the time works, 10% of the times don't work, doesn't work. So what happened with that donation, that seller had a debt of 200K, they owe 80K, so 280, and the property value was 400,000. And I guesstimate like a $50,000 rehab. So I agree with the seller, hey, let me fix your property, $200,000 loan, right? I will keep making the payments. I will pay $80,000 the arrears. So I ended up paying between 80 and 50, like $130,000, $140,000. So I had like $50,000, $60,000 profit margin, right? So what happened, long story short, the seller had $40,000 silent lien that I didn't, my title company didn't check. But because I didn't close on the deal, I didn't find out until the day I was selling the property.
Oh my.
So $40,000, that was my profit there. And the husband, so that it was a couple and the loan was under the lady's name, the wife. I think Georgia too, but Texas is a homestead state, meaning that spouses, they have the same right, even if they're not in the loan. So the husband came at the closing table and he asked me for $15,000 more. If not, he was not signing. And guess what? All that money, the $130,000, wasn't my money, was my private money lender.
Oh my God.
Wow. It was desperate. So I ended up, that sale fell. So I ended up refinancing the property with a Morby Method just to get out of those guys. And I sold it on a wrap. Luckily, I don't like to sell wraps. Owner finance at that price, $400,000, because it's not affordable. But I took the losses, like the 40K that we had to pay the second lien. And now I pay my private money lender their principal, and I'm still owed her money like 8 months later, but I'm paying her interest over interest. So she's fine with it. She's happy. But I was the one who took the hit. $40,000, then $15,000. And yeah, now I'm making like $1,000 cash flow on the wrap. So I will make my money back in like 25 years.
So
yeah, go for it.
What system in your business did you change because of that experience? What do you do differently now?
Oh, very good question. First, remember, you guys, why I didn't close on it? I did the innovation because I was trying to save $3,000 on a sub-2 closing. When you have those deals, you can just go and partner with the seller, or you just can go and close it as a sub-2 and then put the money that you want to give them on a seller finance note. And that's it. But you own the deal. So I was trying to save $3,000 and I ended up losing $40,000+.
Wow.
What I changed now, I did at the beginning. I will never risk $1 if I don't control the property. So what I'm doing now, actually, I have another case like that. Same situation, same. A guy, he has cancer, treatments, a lot of problems. He has $200,000 debt. He needed money. So what we did, I offered him $50K at closing. We closed sub 2, so now the property is mine. And I pay him $50K, and we have a seller finance note of $110K that I'm going to pay him once I sell the property. So I close on the property. So that's what I'm changing now. Never ever put money if you don't control the deal.
That makes sense. Yes. Yes.
But now I have another problem with this property.
Ah.
All right. So again, most of sellers, when sellers are in distress, they don't even have the money to move out, right? So they always will ask you time after closing to take those funds and then move out. And then, yeah, I'm a nice guy, and I've been hit so many times for that. So I gave him 20 days. So now we're in the day 45 and the seller is still in the house. So another lesson, never let a seller stay in the house.
Yes.
And, or
pay for him to move, right?
Yes. Or if you're gonna do it in a certain way that is gonna hurt him a lot if he doesn't move. So we get only 5K in a, you know that when you do that, you do like a temporary lease agreement. How do you call that?
Seller? Yeah, temporary lease, and you hold back escrow till they move out. Yeah.
Only 5K. I already spent that in mortgage payments. So you need at least 20, 30, 40K if you're gonna do it. First thing, never let sellers stay in the house. But if you're gonna do it, just give him 5K at closing for him to move out, and then give him the rest. So now I'm in the eviction process.
Wow.
So you see how it's a learning lesson, a learning lesson, a learning lesson.
Liuver, I have a contract. Me and my team. There's a property. I think some of the people I've sent to. So I have a property in Noonan, Georgia, South Georgia here, and it's a 30-year loan, right? It's a 30-year loan. The PITI is 12%, and I think the ARV on it would be like 220. All right. The guy owes, I think, 160. He's a first-time flipper. He never finished the property. He's got all the supplies there, and in my estimation from a rehab, it's probably going to be like, I want to say like 15,000 to rehab it. So in this area, it's not in the nicest area, but it's in a growing area, but it's not in the nicest area. So I'm thinking, like from what I see out there, the rent is probably going to be, we could probably be like 15, for rent, but it's a small house. It's like a 2-1, 900 square feet. And I'm trying to figure out the best, like a part of me want to do the deal, whether it's like a fix and flip or just buy and rent. But a part of me is like, okay, maybe I need partners because I've got so many projects going on right now. So I'm like, should I wholesale it? Should I keep it? I'm kind of in that between, stage. But I'm thinking about like what you say with the Morby Method, which this is a 30-year loan. It's not bad. It's a 5% loan. The PITI is low enough, but I'm trying to figure out the best solution for it, or the best partner for it. To kind of figure out
the PITI?
The PITI is 1,200. It's pretty much the entry fee for this house. Like if anybody, either wants to either partner up or anybody wants to either just take over it, it's very low. I mean, it'd be like $1,500, like $1,500 just to sub to this property because I've got like 5 projects. I can't figure out what I want to do, and it's like far from me. It's like an hour away from me, right? So it's one of those like, should I keep it? Should I not keep it? Should I wholesale it? I'm just kind of like trying to figure out the best solution.
Okay, that's a really good like scenario. Again, as investors, we want to everything. I mean, all we care is like how much money are we making out of our own money, right? The cash on cash. Of course, real estate have a lot of goodies. We have cash flow, appreciation, depreciation, tax benefits, like 7 different stuff. But I don't know if we have super wealthy people like billionaires here, but I'm not a billionaire, so I need to make cash flow also. Yeah,
Yes.
I care about equity. That's why I have like 3 point something million dollars in equity in my portfolio. But I care about the today's money, is the cash flow too, right? So it's about how much money are you going to invest, the 15K, for how much money it will give you net. Let's say it will give you $200 multiplied by 12 after everything, right?
Yes.
It's like, let's do it right now.
Okay.
Take your, let me share my
Where are you
screen.
going?
Yeah, because it's just one of those things. I was like, I wish it was closer. I wish I had more time, more funding. So like at this point, either, but I know that this property in, like let's say within a year to 2 years, it's there's money to be made, right? There's even cash flow to be made. But it's just like this moment, this right moment where like, because that's the reason why I wholesale, because I can't get to all the deals. But yeah, so yeah,
So let's say that property after all the expenses will give you $200, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So how we calculate cash on cash? We multiply that by 12, and then we invested 15K, right?
Yes.
We go to $200 multiplied by 12. That's 2,400 a year.
Yes.
So you divide that by your investment. That will give you, I don't know why it's giving me that. Let me go. Can someone divide that? 2,400 into 15,000?
Can someone do that, guys, real quick? Let's see.
Because I have my phone.
Yes, I'm the same way. Yes. Can someone do that math?
2,400 divided into 15,000. What's the percentage?
16%.
Okay, so we have 16% cash on cash. It's not bad. And on top of that, you have equity, right?
Yes. Yes.
Equity, I don't know, the ARB, so you have plus equity.
ARV is 220, let's say, it's 220. It's like 160 and ARV is 220.
So you owe 160, right?
Yeah.
So 160 minus 15 that you're going to invest.
Yes.
Minus closing costs.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
1.5 entry, and then like, let's say $4,000.
Yeah.
So there you go. You subtract 220 minus all this, and that's your net equity from day one. And then you make a decision.
Yes, yes.
Do I want to keep this deal? Do I want to wholesale it?
Amazing.
That's the beauty of doing and underwriting deals for me. I remember we were talking about at the beginning of the meeting, you guys were talking about opportunity and money. That brings 2 skills that I believe are one of the most important, is like opportunity. How do you find an opportunity? Knowing how to underwrite a deal. So opportunity and money. So Pat was saying that opportunity for me is like, of course, meeting people, networking, but knowing how to underwrite, having all those tools on my tool belt. That's how I find the opportunities. And that's how I help people finding the opportunities. So those opportunities flow my way, right? Yeah. And money, how to raise capital. 2 skills, super important. Underwrite, raise capital. No one told me at the beginning, outside the sub-2 community, that I needed to raise capital. Yeah. And now even I have a book here, I'm learning. And at the beginning, it's super difficult if you don't have reputation, if you don't have deals under your belt. How will you raise capital if no one's believe you that you are profitable, right? Yes. So that's a skill, a very important skill.
That's amazing.
So that's it. Let me share my
Liver, just as a timekeeper there, it's almost 10:30, and we're kind of getting towards the end of the time there, so I don't want to rush you, but I just want to kind of just be a timekeeper too.
Let's take a couple of questions.
Yes, yes. Guys, what do you guys think, guys? This is amazing, Liver. Thank you so.
This is awesome.
Great. Yes.
Love it. I could eat that up all day.
So do you guys see my screen? Do you guys see the Instagram profile?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, remember that I started with how do you call that? With the house hacking. So now I'm in a different level. So I'm taking properties. I don't know if Atlanta works like that. In Houston, we are blessed to have no zoning in the areas close to downtown, meaning that I go and I convert properties, not single families anymore. I convert properties that are duplexes or single family houses with ADUs, and I go and convert those into fourplexes.
Wow.
That's what I do now in on the cash deals that I buy.
You know, there's something in Atlanta, guys. That, I know I got the city, especially. They're talking more about ADUs, right? ADUs.
Is that what you're showing there? The number 3, is that the ADU?
That was, check this out. That was, how can I go back here? That was a garage at the bottom and an ADU on the top. So basically, my technique is, let me see if I, oh, check this out, check this out. Okay, so I'm taking the single family homes and I'm dividing those single family homes into 2. That was a single family home. And I'm dividing it, that's an apartment 1.
Can I ask you what is the square footage?
Like 1900.
19,
so
okay.
Each apartment is going to be like 1800, 18 plus. So that's the apartment. And here's the final product.
Wow.
How many bedrooms and baths?
I did it at 4. Every apartment is a 2-1.
For 1,900 square feet, that's pretty big.
No. 1900 is the first building. Sorry about that. It's 2,800.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tracy's asking, I'm sorry, what average, how much do you put in the kitchen? How much do you usually spend to put it?
Here's the key, guys. Here's the key. On this house, also on this one, remember that I show you the keys that I'm using on used square footage, meaning that I take the garages. Check this out. That was a garage in the bottom with an ADU on the top. So I go and I convert the garage into another unit. I take the house, the main house, split it into 2, and then take the garage, build a unit, and then the top, build another unit.
And do you have any problems with the counties as far as permitting goes when you change it from a single dwelling to a duplex?
No, so basically Houston, remember I started with that. There is no zoning in Houston. So no problem.
Okay.
What I do, yes. So what I do have problems when I go and do it with permits, the full fourplex. Not problems, but delays, because they will ask me to bring CenterPoint. CenterPoint is the company who handles electricity and gas. So they will ask me to bring new meters, new poles, electrical wire. So what I do in a smart way, I just pull permits, the front house as a single family home with an opening in the middle, right? Like a weird house, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, kitchen on the left, and a wood bar on the right. And then I convert it into a kitchen. And I pull permits on the back, just for the top unit.
Understood.
So don't do this. Don't do this. But in Houston, 70-80% of flippers, investors, we don't pull permits.
Guys, I just want to say, guys, I want to clarify with all you guys. We're entrepreneurs, and this is creative. Everything here is creative, okay? It may not be all 100% for those of you out there that want to, legally and all that stuff there. But everything we do here is creative. We stay between the gray areas. Okay, that's entrepreneurship. Just so you guys to be very clear.
So let me show you this one, the one that I have on the contract. I did pull permits on the top unit and on the front unit. So sometimes I pull permits, sometimes I don't. But I always try to get the final inspection from the city, at least to have like a green tag, because if I want to sell it, that's super useful for me.
Yes, because that's just like another example, guys, for Atlanta. Like we do, we do remodeling. I have a remodeling business. We do co-living, past split, and there's so many ways and everything, guys. Please understand creativity, entrepreneurship. You guys, we got to think beyond the box, right? And I get people who ask me, "Oh, do you get this license?" Some agents are like, "Oh, you need this, this permit. You need a CO." A lot of times we go in there, we rehab. And then we go in there, and then we get the what do you call it? The inspection for people to come do the inspection afterwards. I mean, the house is already done. We get the inspection, then we get the permits after that. From anybody who's doing the inspection in terms of architects and things like that. So there's so many ways around there. But obviously you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing.
So you see this unit here? That was a garage. Right there. So my main goal is to always use unused square footage. Even I find those houses on the MLS because other investors, they don't see the opportunity. They just see a garage. They just see a single family home and expensive because sometimes these houses, people sell it for 250, 300,000 for a distressed house, even in a good area, is super expensive. But I have my method of taking that house, convert it into two, and then the back and the garage. So I do a fourplex. Right. So I increase $150,000 to $200,000 in value. So I'm all in that property for, I think, 430. Guess the appraisal value.
650.
Close.
What is it?
690.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So for 430 to 690, how much is that? $260,000.
260. Wow.
So I usually 90% of the time I go and refinance, right? Bank will give me 75% of that. What, not 80, because the DSCR loans on multi-units is 75. So I call it the perfect burst. Perfect means that I take all my money back.
Right.
And if I want to sell it, I will make on this one. I got an offer. Actually, it's on a contract for 660, and I'm gonna take it. It's like $200,000. So my worst scenario is to do like a 2x triple-digit flip.
But then if you wanna keep it and rent, what would be your cash flow after you refi?
Okay,
Do
very
you
good
have the
question.
numbers?
Yes, 75% of 690. How much is that? 75% is like 520, right? Close to that.
Yeah, 520, 517.
Okay. 520 at 7.4 rate. In Texas, the taxes and insurance are super high. So that will give me like a $4,500 PITI. And I rent each unit for $1,550.
Now, you wouldn't be paying taxes on that profit you made since it's a DSCR loan, right?
Yes, I pay on the PDPA.
Okay. Okay. As far as the IRS is concerned, they don't see it as taxable income.
Oh, no, of course not.
If you get any cash out, if you get any cash out, no, you don't pay on that, which is amazing. You did not get to keep any money, right, Liuver? Just got
I'm selling this one.
all your
This one,
capital.
so it's going to be a capital gain. But if I refinance, remember, 75% of 690 is 520, and I owe 420. So that's $100,000 cash out, minus $25,000 kind of closing cost. I'm making $75,000. I mean, if I want to sell it, if I want to keep it
Tax free.
tax free, and with I will say like $1,000 cash flow.
So once you sell it, you're gonna make all that money, and then you do what is the name called when you buying all the property? So you
1031 exchange.
yes, 1031. Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna take because this year I bought like 10 properties like that. You guys can check my Instagram, like 10. So I'm selling.
You say last year. You said last year.
2024, yes.
Amazing.
And again, going to Tisha about the how many years took me to go to 55 units. Yeah, the time is important, but again, when you're starting any business in life, it's about momentum, right? The first year you buy one, you buy two, then the second year you buy three, you buy four, then you grow your skills, you partner up, you create systems. Then the third year you can duplicate. That's why my last year I was able to purchase like 10 fourplexes.
Wow, that's amazing. Great, amazing.
Between all the sub twos, between all those crazy deals, me losing money and sellers staying in the house. So yeah.
Yes. Wow.
I have a question.
I have one that is belly up, one of the fourplexes, because bad contractors and city issues. So yes. And I don't want to scare you guys, but it's part of the game.
You know, yeah. You know, what I see now, what I told my brothers and some of my close friends, what I see now, I got into real estate investing in 08, and I crashed in 08, right? But I see that now, you know, because like right now at this moment, right? I see it now because, but instead of and then when I crashed, my two older brother came in and they bought in South Atlanta. They bought like 20 properties, right? 40,000 on average, 40,000, 20,000 a piece. And now I'm buying properties at on average about, you know, an entry fee of 20,000, but buying it sub two. And I'm seeing tons and tons of opportunity. And I think, you know, the difference now is that, you know, they're not buying it from like the way it is. Now we're buying it creatively. We're buying it sub two. So I think that maybe towards the end of this year or towards the end, because of the different, you know, president and different change, and also the interest rate. I think that the interest rate and when the people come back in, these properties that we're getting, you know, creatively and sub two are just going to come right back up. I think the price is going to increase. I think we're going to see a huge. I think the opportunity is now. The opportunity, like in the next, you know, quarter, in the next half of the year, and then when all the normal investors come in, we're going to start to see it kind of go away again. So I think this is very important that we start investing now. Do you see that happening?
On here in Houston?
Yes. Just in Houston, yes.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have the right skills and the right people around you, there's always going to be a ton of opportunities, and you will lose for sure. Remember, I call it the process. You will have to go through the process. Perhaps not at the beginning if you have help, but then you will fail sometime, because if you're an entrepreneur always wanting to grow, to expand, you will fail eventually, and that's part of the game.
That's so true. Yes, but failing with a community is a lot better than failing singly.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me. And then there is always, when you're failing, even you can find a solution on someone in the community that for that person is an opportunity out of your fail. And then, like my friend who helped me on the first Morby Method that I was a distressed seller. That was a small community that we have in a WhatsApp group. Hey, do you want to buy the property from me? I'm about to get foreclosed. Just buy from me and you will have a property for free. I will lose 50% of it, but if I get foreclosed, I will lose 100%.
You're right. And those deals are out there, guys. That's the deal that I got now, the one in Noonan that I told you about, that I'm trying to figure out what to do. And these are, you know, basically other investors that cannot make it. And they're basically just giving it away, right? For other bodies, other opportunities. And wrapping, you know, just give somebody else an opportunity to get into a home. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Guys, this is amazing, guys. What do you guys think, guys? Please thank Liuver.
Liuver.
Liver.
It's like
Liver.
it's like liver with an U in the middle.
Liver. Guys, please thank him, guys. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing Zoom. So before we let him go, guys, I'm just getting towards the end. So is there any last minute questions or anything like that? But please, where can we follow you? And how can everyone get in touch with you? And how can they partner up with you and JB with you and lend you money?
Yes. So in the mastermind that we are with the base, he was pushing us a lot to create our the big goal. He called it the Mount Everest, right? Just go and create a big goal, even for you guys. What's your goal in the next 5 years, right? So for me, my goal, because I have all this experience, is to be that person for PMPs, for investors, even for housing organizations, for, hey, Liuver will go buy the property from A to C. Liuver will go find distressed properties, fix the properties, refinance, and then manage. That's another thing that I do on the back end. Remember partnership? We didn't talk about that, but I have really good partners on the back end. They manage our Airbnbs, or they manage the notes, the wraps, right? So for me, it's being that person, so I can help you guys to underwrite deals. It doesn't have to be in Houston or in Texas. I love to underwrite. And again, if you have money, of course, first with you guys, because you guys are in the area, but if you want to invest, I can always bring opportunities to the table. That's my goal, to own 1,000 units with other investors, not as a syndicator, not as a capital raiser, is to just give ownership to those people who want to invest. And I try to be.
I'm sorry. Are you self-managing your properties, or do you have property manager
I
for
have
everything?
small team. And again, by necessity, remember, because I didn't have a community before, I just joined Sub2 2 years ago. I was doing everything out of hard knocks, right? I manage my own Airbnbs. Now I have a small company managing other people's Airbnbs. I have Section 8, house hacking. Now I move most of my Airbnbs to co-living. So yeah, we manage. I have one BA, my wife, and my partner, 3-4 teams.
How are you doing deals in Georgia?
I've on the right couple of deals, but yeah, I would love to. If I want to go outside my backyard, I always find people first and then deals. And I know that I have you guys in Georgia. I know that with Pat, with Edgar. So yes, I will say definitely. Now that I have people there, I will go and invest. I learned my lesson. That's another lesson. I bought properties in San Antonio without a team first, and I see a lot of people in Sub2s buying properties all over without the right people in place, and they struggle to manage, to fix the properties. So people first and then properties.
I love it. Love it. That's great. Great. Well, guys, we're getting towards the end. We're a little bit over, so I just want to just thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. This has been amazing. I love it. You got the whiteboard, you put it on there. It's been amazing. So, guys, thank you so much. We love to have you back. Thank you so much for the Zoom. I think at one point we had 40 going. Everybody's honing in.
Okay, just reach out to me. I have a time block from let me check, from 11:30 to 1, just to go on the right deals and help you guys finding the best solution. I love to even to cash offers now. I love to offer them creative.
I love
Amazing.
it. I'm gonna have you back.
It's like you solving big problems. You make a bigger paycheck. That's the way it is.
Yes. And again,
Amazing.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Liuver. Yeah, last minute.
Next time we're playing.
Damn.
Hey, kudos to you. Even if I'm super cool helping people, but I know that creating a community, creating an environment is a lot of work. So kudos to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
We have here in Houston, we have Andrew, Christina, Jeff, and I do support them. I might help them, but I've been lazy with the software community in Houston. That's why I know that it takes a lot of work. So that's why I want to thank you guys.
Oh, no, thank you. You know, I messaged you late last night because we had Pace was here on Wednesday, and we were kind of scrambling, you know, with inspiring Pace. I was like, oh, I told Chris, I'm like, Chris, I got this. I reached out.
It's scrambling, yeah.
I was scrambling, yes. So yes.
Nice.
Awesome. No, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Well, guys, okay, guys. Well, we're gonna have to end it, guys. Thank you so much, Liver. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, can I just say something? Our meetups, guys, February 11, I put it there, the Eventbrite, if you guys can sign up so we know how many people are coming. So we're very excited. So it's right there, put on the chat. See you guys.
All right, guys. Happy weekend. Happy Sunday, Atlanta.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
snow
you.
day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Bye, Atlanta.
Bye.